Well, there's harmony, I believe, between science and some religion, but not all. And I cannot speak for other religions, but I certainly can speak for Christianity. And I find my first reason actually in the history of modern science itself. Think of the great pioneers: Galileo, Kepler, Boyle, Newton, Faraday, Clerk Maxwell. Every one of them believed in God. And that was no accident. The famous historian and philosopher of science, Sir Alfred North Whitehead, held, as put so succinctly by C.S. Lewis, that, I quote, men became scientific. Why? Because they expected law in nature, and they expected law in nature because they believed in a legislator. In other words, the faith that these scientific geniuses had in God, far from hindering their science, was the very motor that drove it. Secondly, people often think that God and science are incompatible, as they are the same kind of explanation, and so they conflict. But this is just not true. They are not they are not the same kind of explanation, nor are they alternative explanations. Let me spell it out this way. The science explanation, roughly speaking, deals mainly with what the universe consists of and how it works, whereas the God explanation deals with the why of its origin, meaning, and purpose. And the God explanation no more conflicts with the scientific one any more than Henry Ford and automobile engineering conflict as explanations for the motor car. They are different kinds of explanation, yet both of them are necessary. Now, the idea that God and science are in essential conflict is very easily seen to be false. Let's take the Nobel Prize for Physics. It was won in different years by the Irish physicist Ernest Walton and the Scotsman Peter Higgs. What divides these men is certainly not their physics. They both won the Nobel Prize. But something does divide them, and it's their worldview. Walton was a Christian, and Higgs is an atheist. Now, let's grasp this carefully because it's a key to understanding this whole topic of science and religion. There is a conflict, a very real one, but it is not between God and science. The real conflict is between opposing worldviews, atheism and theism, and there are scientists, brilliant scientists on both sides. And that means that the question we should be asking is which worldview fits best with science, atheism or theism?